so it is Tuesday, January 19th at 5:59 PM, and we're gonna call the meeting to order. Roll call is Brian Carlisle, Jessica Wolfbank, Renee O'Donnell, Cindy Grant, and we are all present and can report. First thing is public comment. Do you have any public comment? No? Okay. Then there's warrants. So I'm gonna read these warrants. Jessica, we added AP warrant number 62, which is right here. You've already read it and signed it, if you just didn't get it on there. It's 4,633.07. Okay, so the warrants are AP warrants number 50 for $978.50. PY warrant number 51 for $9,106.11. PY warrant number 52 for $1,350 even. AP warrant number 53 for $3,457.15. AP warrant number 54 for $1,841 even. PY warrant number 55 for $4,740.40. AP warrant number 56 for $3,268.88. AP warrant number 57 for $1,099.50. AP warrant number 58 for $5,845.45. PY warrant number 59 for $9,662.35. PY warrant number 60 for $400 even. AP warrant number 61 for $138,574.48. And AP warrant number 62 for $4,633.07. I make a motion that we accept the warrants as read.
Second.
Second, all in favor? 3-0, so that's all set. The minutes from 12/7, I have just, did you guys read them?
Yeah.
All I have to do is read this part, hold on a sec. Okay, so I finished reading that. No. Do you want to make them, have you guys all read it?
I do, but I have a question. I don't remember the road sign, including power, to be 35. I thought power was an additional 5,000.
Where are you looking?
Agenda, the
Agenda
adjustments
adjustments.
for the new sign, the new road signage.
Oh, I see, oh, down here, this sign.
That was for when it was adjusted to a larger size.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, that was, Katie brought in that proposal, that
And,
we changed the.
they were gonna have the flip to put the electronic sign on the bottom and make a brand new sign and post for the top or vice versa.
It was a different size too,
Right.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was bigger.
It was a bigger size.
It was a bigger size and they were gonna have to not be able to use what we have on site.
Right, they're gonna
Right.
take it down and
And-
have new posts and the whole
Right.
nine yards.
And then, yeah, and that did change, but we didn't approve it.
Right, we
No,
were,
no,
well,
I know that.
the conclusion we came to.
So that was the first one, right? So
This is the second one.
Yeah,
This was the second one.
if it's the second one, I don't believe that.
The first one was
Prices.
25.
Right,
The
yeah.
second one's 35 because then they said they
Plus
had to,
power though, I
plus,
think.
plus the power to run it
Yeah.
Right.
down the road.
And this says including power.
The total
Right.
cost including power would be 35,000, he's right.
Yeah,
So,
I think 35 is what we put the grant in for, which included power.
which included the power.
so the additional, the bigger sign was only 30,
Yeah,
okay.
it was like 20.
28
like-
something?
Yeah,
And,
something.
and then the notes from
Right
Katie
here.
said that it made more sense to do the bigger sign because it wasn't much more than the smaller sign and it made more sense to where we needed it.
29,770, 767.06.
Okay.
29,767.06.
And the
okay.
thought was that if we didn't get approved for the grant,
right, then we wouldn't
Well,
approve
We
it,
wouldn't approve
Yeah.
it.
right.
Just
We
rolled on
haven't
my brand new
put
fire
anything on.
station, right?
Instead of,
Oh. Come on,
Look
go
at
home
us,
with
look
you.
at, the two women are like, shh.
I got lots to say. I've been gone for a while.
I know, yeah, that's what we're worried
Oh,
about.
you're right.
So other than that, are you comfortable
yeah,
with that?
yeah.
Well, okay, because that's, just to clarify, the sign was 29,767. We put in $5,000 for the electrical, and the decision was, we'll apply for the grant. If we get the grant, then we'll
Okay.
approve the sign. If we
Right.
don't get the grant, we won't get the
Right,
sign.
plus we were gonna be having to wait until new budget year for RSU 22 to see if they'd be willing to put anything
Right,
forward.
exactly. Okay, so, okay, I'm gonna make a motion that we pass, accept the minutes of 12/7/2020 as written.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
point of clarification, the minutes are for, oh no, I'm sorry.
Okay,
You're right, sorry.
right, we
Okay.
approved those minutes, so
Yeah.
these are minutes from the 12/7/2020 meeting.
Right.
So, all in favor? 3-0, okay. So, Cindy, do you have any agenda adjustments?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. So we wanna just move forward with reports? Fire and rescue?
This is when you can speak.
I can.
Yes, now you may speak. You are fire and.
All right. Well, I already got warned today to keep it short because Katie doesn't want to hear me talking on the radio or on the recording there. So I don't have any reports done.
Okay,
So those come in later. Big thing going on right now is we're just planning the new budget and planning for next year.
okay,
We still have our 3 guys over at the fire academy for their 1 and 2. We have instructor 1 and 2 coming up that we're going to try to send a few guys to, as well as ice rescue certifications that are coming up at the end of February. And yeah, we're steaming ahead.
yeah, just clicking along.
Oh yeah, ready to move into the new station.
Quiet month?
Very,
Yeah, it has been real quiet, which is good. A lot
Yeah.
of our stuff's gone mutual aid.
Okay,
Yeah, all these
Okay.
storms,
okay.
people
Not
stayed off
many
the roads,
storms, right?
no problems.
Yeah, okay.
Couple fires out of town. But yeah,
Yeah, we've
That
been,
was-
what, 3 calls?
yeah.
and not much.
That's it?
So it's been real quiet, which has been good because trying to get my feet wet again here and
Yeah, get yourself out.
catch back up and get all the bad habits out of everybody.
Right.
Start cracking the whip again.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
You had talked a while ago about fire smoke training building and,
Off the budget.
Oh, actually creating a build. Yep.
yeah. Is that gone? I heard on the news that the state has done away with their grants that they were giving out for, I assume it's that project.
Some of the stuff's kind of gone away and it changes from year to year. Someone up the airline had just gotten a grant for all that stuff before, but they come and go. Our plan is still to create the Newburgh Training Center, because the only other one that anybody has somewhat access to is Bangor's, and you can't get a volunteer department over there to do it.
Right.
They won't open it up for people. So
Okay,
I've been talking since I've been back to a few chiefs in the area, and they're excited just to go to the fire trainer. So when we start opening it up and being able to do a lot more,
right,
it'll become a real useful area for everyone in the area. And
okay.
yeah, we still plan on
Good.
expanding, or not expanding, but
Utilizing. what
utilizing
we've
the
already
area
spent money
and
on.
creating a actual really nice training area down there.
Good,
And you guys will hear all about that here coming soon.
yeah.
You brought it up, Brian.
Oh, payback.
Right?
So Gary, is the library crazy these days?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Anything good in the library?
No, we have picked up a lot of patrons,
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good,
because all the other little libraries aren't open, so,
yeah. Everybody looking for books and
Yeah.
something to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody's all set then there?
Yeah.
Animal control, we don't have a report from
No.
animal control, right?
No,
Nothing to report?
nothing to report.
Well, how about that? Even the animals are quiet. Town manager, bank rec for December, got that.
You got that? I
Mhm.
gave you the expense report and revenue report.
Yep.
for December.
Okay,
I have been asked, to bring up to you about recycling.
okay,
We have a resident that thinks that it should have been a town decision. I didn't speak to them personally, they came in last week and spoke.
okay,
But I figured I would bring it to you,
all
what your thoughts are.
right. Didn't we put that in the newsletter though?
We did.
On-
We did.
Online?
We put it on
We did.
Facebook as well.
Okay,
But
'cause-
they believe that, doing away with that program should have been a town vote and not a board vote.
okay,
What's the ordinance say?
So, and the message that I got was, we didn't have the option to say, send it to Auburn. Keep sending it at the $145 a ton.
right. It was gonna cost us money.
Well, and I figured it out, if, right now, we were paying, before the new prices came in, $145 a ton for our recycling roughly. That included the pickup and disposal, because we really weren't paying any disposal
Before that.
before they, when they took it. The new prices that came in when we asked, it would have gone to $832 a ton.
What? You know all of that?
We roughly were doing about 40 ton a year. And I thought when we sent this town crier out, it would explain why the decision was made.
Right.
But there's no market.
There's-
No,
That's
of
why
course.
they're charging, and then they're picking and choosing. They don't take a lot of the single sorted
Right,
for.
right.
They pick and choose what they take.
So, to remedy this, could we just put another article back on the website and in the e-news? Say we've had a recent inquiry and this lady, and call this lady, and then if she wants us to bring it up to the town, it'll have to be a town meeting, I would think. I don't wanna have a special
Well-
town meeting.
But is it necessary?
It's a lot of work to even find somebody, you'd have to set up your curbside again.
Well, here's where I'm going with this. I think two things should happen. You could ask anybody in the town of Newburgh, do you want us to continue recycling at $800 a ton? Or do you want us to discontinue recycling? And you could have somebody come at $800 a ton, is that correct?
Yeah.
And you may not even be able to find anybody
Well,
to do that.
it's been pretty quiet, because people, we talked to DM&J, and if people wanted to recycle, they were more than
Right,
happy to take it down there.
right,
But now they're not taking it.
right.
There's no market for it.
There's no market
Yeah, we
for it.
can't send it overseas
So,
right now.
that's why I think you should just call this citizen back and say, do we have the right to discontinue that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna change my mind on it, I don't wanna be rude, but
I mean,
No,
I'm
and
all
that's- we
for
did-
recycling,
I'm
but
all for recycling too, but
We
Newburgh
did-
can't afford $840 a ton, and who's gonna take it?
Right, we did offer up the electronic recycling in the fall.
and they've gone out of business now.
Oh, they have,
Electronics End has gone out of business,
So we
so we
need
won't be
that in
having
the
any
nick
more
of
of
time.
those.
so I
There's
think,
You
no
guys
market.
the other one.
I
There's no
think,
market.
I think a personal call to this person, and then maybe another article on the website or in the e-news.
Yes.
So we recently had an inquiry as to why, and explain
Yeah.
it was this much, we would have to
Yeah.
pay this much.
Yeah.
DM&J doesn't take recycling anymore, nobody is taking it, there's no market for it, we have
I mean,
nowhere
we
to
had
send it.
people in town, the diehard recycling people, they were taking it down to Winterport,
Right,
with no problem, they didn't mind paying
right,
and hadn't heard a word. But now DM&J won't take it,
right, because there's no market for
because
it.
there's no market, they can't get rid of it.
It's kind of out of our control, is my point here.
It's just like that place in Hampton.
Yeah,
Yeah,
People don't realize that 99% of that stuff that they proposed was recycling went to the landfill.
Right, right. I mean, I recycle, when we had a recycling
Yeah.
program, I used to do that same thing, but we just don't have a program,
Yeah.
we just, I think just an explanation, because two things, we did have the right to make that decision as a board.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that to be mean or whatever,
Yeah.
just clarification. And the second part is just maybe an explanation as to the cost per ton, DMNJ doesn't take it anymore. There's nowhere to send it. Even if you do recycle, there's nowhere to send it.
yeah. I
It's,
mean,
then
I doubt
that's,
Auburn's gonna take it. They have no market to get rid of this stuff.
No, and all the curbside cardboard that's been getting picked up is just getting incinerated
Yeah,
right.
at Juniper Ridge
yeah,
and Old Town.
Well, we don't have any control over the market, people not
Yeah.
taking it, the cost per ton, we have no
Yeah.
control over any of that. All we have, the only control we have is whether, yes, we'll do it, or no, we can't do it.
Yeah.
And right now, it's no, we can't do it.
yeah.
We'd just be happy we can just put a bag of garbage down there and it disappears.
Yeah, yes, I'm very happy.
We don't have to go
I'm
buy
very
bags or anything like
pleased.
that.
You don't have to bring it to the transfer station or
Right.
anything like
So
that.
could you just
Yeah,
do that? I think that's,
I wouldn't say it was so much a board decision either, because it, although we made the decision to put it forth in the budget, I mean, the town got the right to go
Yeah.
over the budget.
right,
Correct.
right. So,
yeah.
it wasn't in the budget,
No,
No,
they
that's
could
what I
have put it
said.
in the budget, you know.
right. They could have
Right.
spoken up and put it in the
Yeah.
budget, that's, yeah. But, you know, like I said, I'm not being mean or anything, we just, there's,
It
the
is what it
the
is.
times have changed, the climate for
Yeah.
recycling has changed. So,
It's sad, but
it's sad,
the truth.
I totally agree, it's sad, but it is
It's hard
the
to
truth.
find places just to bring your returnables back.
I can't believe those electronics in.
Yeah, is that the one that's over Brewer?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were out here,
Yeah, no.
what, 2 months ago? We did a,
They do the ones for the police department in Bangor too.
yeah, he's retired,
Wow,
so he's closing up shop.
where's the electronic stuff coming out? Trash?
Site
In a
C,
black trash bag at the end of your driveway.
People do with their computers, though, I don't think.
Yeah.
Site C in Herman at Pine Tree. That's where a lot of people drove. They have an electronic section.
Who does?
Pine Tree
Oh,
Waste,
Pine Tree, yeah?
they have an electronic section at Site C.
Oh. Okay.
It's not getting recycled though.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
They just have a special way to take care of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So, Cindy, how about cemetery? I see we've got some information here.
Okay, so, I have cemetery mowing down kind of.
Oh, okay, oh, sorry. So
Okay.
cemetery committee, we don't have
Nope,
anything.
Aaron
going on.
is back, but there's not much she can do at this time.
Yeah, exactly, all right. Roads, did you give us, I was gonna lift my finger cleaning it up.
All right, so, no, you don't have anything, these are, all right, so we had to do, an emergency repair again on Old Mudgett Road. And, this is the third time that it's washed out. Come to find out, I went up with Ed and there's a culvert in front of Mike's garage,
Mike,
Crooker,
okay,
and it was plugged.
okay,
So therefore, it hit the culvert, come up, took the road out.
right,
So, we thought we'd have to replace the culvert, but we didn't. So they went up and really did a really good job, and hopefully it's fixed this time.
okay,
North County Road, we had to do the same thing because the water coming down the road, the sides of the road where the salt sand builds up,
mm-hmm,
pulls the water in and took the side of the road out, and it was this deep on the side of the road. So they were gonna fix that, just general fixes.
okay,
I just wanted to let you know that.
okay,
The other thing on there is the plow contract,
yes,
and you do have the estimates on that.
I do have a question on it. I don't remember, maybe it was there, but they have the right to charge extra if the storm is over 6 inches.
What is this?
They're at the bottom of all their bids.
they have never done that though, have they?
No, they haven't.
They also have, and I don't know how to read it, reserves the right to increase the cost of plowing if ever necessary with prior notification to customer. Does that mean their bid is no good, that they, in the middle of the season, they can say, hey, we're going up?
Well, I can ask them.
Well, that's an issue because they don't do a great job plowing Kennebec Road, Chapman Road, or Mudgett right now.
Kennebec State,
Oh, that's state.
Kennebec
Mhm.
is state.
Even our
No,
section?
no,
No,
we
it's
do
not.
Kennebec.
We
Yeah, because,
plow. They plow.
Marshall
that.
handles that side
I
of
thought
things.
Kennebec Road was a state road.
It is a state road, but we plow it.
Oh,
Yeah, and they only plow
We were
one
supposed to have them
section
actually
right
put
in the
the
dead
plow to the
center.
ground. Cause they go like 4 inches above the ground and that's all they
It is,
plow.
it's been such a mess.
that you guys should call Wellman's and say that,
Well,
'cause that's the plow
I mentioned
driver.
Cindy, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the plow driver. Ours is plowed well.
So
Yeah, Route 9 always looks real good, but
That's state.
That's
Yeah.
state.
let's see.
Our road, we've always
North
had,
Road,
yeah, North
yeah,
Road's
Ward
always.
does that one.
Ward-
Ward does this side of the town.
Ward wings it back so far that he's taken out my son's mailbox twice.
That would be good with
yeah, I would be
that.
happy.
His and a few other people.
And if you're right.
Because it's so bad that we have people go off the road. I mean, we can pull them out and other people can pull them out. They don't need to call fire and rescue if one of us drive by.
Right.
But it's bad, disappointing. And sometimes they only go to Chapman Road and don't continue up to the Dixmont line.
Well, that's a driver error.
Right,
That's a
so-
driver issue.
So if we had the number, then I'd be making the call.
Yeah, well, you can have the number, honey.
I'll call.
So this first, estimate is for here, am I correct? Town office, yes.
Yes,
The second one is for sand,
salt sand.
salt sand,
Yep.
okay? They put it up, we buy the salt.
And they do the sand and put it up.
Yes, okay. And
Do
the
you
third
know
is,
off the top of your head how that compares to this year's? How much they went up?
Yeah, let me,
I have a bad memory, but, weren't they like at one, I want to say they were 160 or 162. Or one, maybe they weren't over 160 yet.
This is 165,
Yeah.
170, 178. I don't love I don't see what the inches make any difference.
Well, I
Well,
thought that's why we bid, is when we have winters like this, then they make out like a bandit.
Right.
That's right.
I'm sure that they could,
Yeah.
excuse that, take that out of there.
Mr. Rose, this report doesn't open it up, but, our salt and sand, we budgeted 49,000 last year.
Right, the bid is for 38,750,
So-
but we always kept it up a little bit in case we had a
Right.
bad winter.
It depends on, if
Right.
we have to buy more salt sand,
Right.
so. I could get those and I can also call on that, what that says. And we can address it at the February meeting anyway.
Please.
Renee, I don't know how this works, but, are there other bids?
No, we didn't put it out to bid. That was we just got a continued thing from
Right.
Wellman's for the next 3 years.
Right.
We've done it, this'll be, if they approve this, it'll be the third time. They just renewed for another 3 years.
Okay.
The problem is because we've had people give us a great bid and they own one truck. You know what I mean? With Wellman's, we know, well, and when you put it out to bid, you actually have to say, you gotta have 3 trucks, you gotta have this, you gotta have that. I don't think their bid, when we did their bid last time, I don't think it was that, it was right in where every
Yeah.
other bids are normally.
Yeah.
I'm not questioning that, I just didn't know what the process was, and
Yeah.
They can
I live
put
on
it out to
Chapman
bid.
Road, and I'm very
That's
happy
their
with
choice.
Right.
with their service, so I'm
Yeah.
just not about that.
I personally have always been very happy with their service. It's like Cindy called, we've got a frozen culvert, the road's out. they have come over here and, done all kinds of stuff for us,
No, I get that.
you know, so that's why
Yeah.
I feel like,
And there's not a lot of them out there doing it.
no, that's
Not that are
wrong.
insured with multiple trucks and
Yeah.
stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
The
Right, I'm-
insurance is a big thing.
right, insurance is a big thing, the equipment's a big thing,
And 2 of the 3 people that plow for him in this town live in this
right,
town.
right,
So,
that's helpful.
yeah.
Put the blade on the ground.
Yeah, put the blame on her. But they are having a very good year. If there was a year to have a plow contract, this would be it,
Yes.
that's for sure. So do we don't need to make.
Just wanna table it, yeah, and
Okay.
I'll get answers to the questions.
Okay, all right.
I wonder
let's
if
do
the
that.
reason they're not putting the plow down is because it's been so warm, they wanna wreck.
Yeah.
Well, they got the center of Kennebec was cleared out, but it was that real sandy slush,
Yeah,
and I mean, it just flows into the ditch, and
Yeah.
you can't get out of that stuff.
don't hesitate to pick up the phone and call. Say,
Oh, I'd
"Look,
send
we need
them a
another
script,
sweep
send
on
it,
this road.
That's
Doesn't
okay.
Dana plow for them too?
No,
Dana
Dana
doesn't?
doesn't do that side of town, Marshall does.
Yeah, Marshall's out on Kennebec.
Dana's
Yeah.
retired.
Oh, darn it.
Marshall does that side.
Because Dana always did a really
Ward-
nice job.
Yeah, Ward does this side, and then Ed does us,
Yeah,
and the fire station, the fire pond,
right,
and he will open, clean back the small roads. He does the little roads, the Kimball Road.
sure, yeah.
Stuff like that.
So actually, two out of the 3 drivers live here. It used to be all 3 drivers lived in town.
Yeah.
Budget committee.
Okay, so I have heard back from Mark, Buddy, Tracy, and Ed. They're all good.
Okay,
If you're all right with it. I have not heard back from Brett Levitt yet.
okay.
I have told him that I don't foresee any big changes in the budget again this year.
No,
So it should be 1 or 2 meetings and we're good.
right.
Did you hear that?
He knows it.
Hey, if we're good after 1 or 2 meetings, I'm whatever. But my budget gets passed.
That sounds fine to me. They're good volunteers, they're
Yeah.
familiar with the process, you know, they
Yeah.
step up every year, so. How about abatements?
All right, so we have abatements and a supplement.
Okay,
We had an account on the books, Katie did this one, and I don't know why, but for a couple of years it got billed, it's an unknown owner.
okay,
So we're gonna, to clean it up and get it back off the books, and Jackie's taking it off the tax rolls.
okay,
It's for 2017, 2018 for a total of $336.85.
is it just a
Doesn't-
piece of land, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
No buildings on it?
No. No. But there's that one.
Okay,
Well, is there a way to flag it so that?
We've changed it. We've got Jackie to fix it so it doesn't get billed anymore.
But who?
Yeah, but if somebody owns it and it gets sold, should we not flag it somehow so we can get the taxes due on it?
It's been on the book since I've been here, Brian.
Can I get
With-
mine
On
flagged?
the tax maps with a big question mark, because nobody
He doesn't pay
knows.
So-
those bills?
so we don't know who owns it?
No,
That's strange.
They've never known who owned it?
nope.
And it hasn't changed any hands in a certain 40
No.
years?
Is
No
it-
deed going
It would be
back?
something that you would research and hire a surveyor and they'd go out and.
Is it a large parcel or
Like
small?
somebody who specializes in deed research?
For works for free?
A lot of
It
time.
has an account on there, right?
It has, yeah, account 907.
Put this on.
I'm good at finding wonky properties, who the owners are.
Wonky properties.
Wonky properties. It's the only way to put it. Even going back and finding the original old English deeds. 10 pages long. Ugh.
It can't be too much, I mean, the taxes for the year are 175 and 161, that's 2018 and 2017. I'm just curious if it's, I mean, what happens to it.
Where is it?
I don't know, it doesn't have an address.
Oh, so it's for, we don't know what lot and map it's on?
It might be in the account, that's what Cindy's
Oh,
doing right
okay.
now, she's looking up the account.
Okay.
So this is tabled.
And we have a supplemental
Okay,
for, what is the gentleman? Adam Coover. It's for a, he's up on the Red Schoolhouse Road, and he's building a house, and he took, some of his property out of tree growth. So
Okay.
that's the tree growth penalty.
okay. Sign both pages, Cindy?
Yes, please. And I have one other thing, on that, we have one foreclosure that the town now owns. And it's the gray trailer down here,
On
that we got the complaints about the trash.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
so, the kids are there, the kids own it.
Mhm.
The dad just passed away
Right.
about 6 months ago.
How old are the kids?
Well, they're adult children,
Okay.
20s and 30s. I can't get a hold of them by phone. I tried everything. I went down there with a sheriff's deputy with the account, say, hey, we don't wanna take your house. They
Right.
wouldn't come to the door. So, I don't know what you wanna do with it next.
Well, my feeling is it's January. I don't wanna do anything with it right now. I don't wanna
Okay.
send anybody out in the cold. I think we still try to contact him. You guys?
Letter on the door.
I left one.
Yeah.
When I was with the deputy, I took the current account status to show how much they had to pay, and I went down the day before the deadline and showed them how much they had to pay to keep their house. And I wrote on it, and I tucked it in the door and said, we don't want to take your home, please contact the town office.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd give them till, once the spring comes.
There's 3 adult children down there, a girl and 2 boys. So I'll just keep trying my best until spring,
Yeah.
and then we'll.
So I never see any activity going by.
I
No,
I-
and they've got 2 dogs.
Yeah.
They've got 2 dogs. There's a man that comes there in the morning and picks the oldest one up. Evidently, he works for a flagging company.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, you can continue to try to get a hold of them, but I don't wanna. Do you have the names of the children, or?
Yeah, I can't
I
remember.
mean, no, you don't need them right now, but I'm just
What's the
saying.
account number on that?
907, Cindy. RE, account number 907.
No, the map 12, lot 5.
Yeah, 12, lot 51.
Yeah, I can dig into that tomorrow to see if I can find anything. I can go to anybody who's reported in the last 40 years for Penobscot County.
It's a piece of swampland. It's out back on the North Road.
Oh, yeah. No wonder the taxes are so cheap. Wetland,
No access to it.
no access.
Right.
I wonder if the deed,
Landlocked.
I wonder if the deed has a right of way through one of these other lots.
I have no idea.
How big is it?
8 acres.
Yeah, I was say about 10 acres.
Is
So
that-
it looks like only 2 or 3 of them are taxable.
So this is before the Lindsay Road. Well before the Lindsay Road, right? This is 69. No, this says North Road. This is Carmel Road North.
Oh,
That's where this is
all
town.
right, Campbell Road North.
You know what that is? That's the,
Out and back of your lot.
out in
says
back
you.
of our shop because we just had Roger Ward come down and clear up
Yeah.
that thing. And he said, I don't own
Is
that
it
land either.
Renee's?
Because that's what Roger said, give it to, have him give it to you, because I kept saying,
For $300.
I told Roger this story, a guy showed up in our yard one day, people are crazy. He said, I'm gonna park my truck here, and I'm gonna walk through your yard, and I'm gonna go out back of your building to that knoll and hunt. I'm like, no, you're not. So, because I said, I don't know whose land that is, and it's not my land, and you're not parking here, and that's a swamp, and
Yeah.
no. So,
I talked to you a few years ago about this.
yes,
Okay.
and I thought
I
it
know.
belonged to Roger Ward.
Yeah.
It doesn't belong
No.
to Roger Ward.
Alright, let me see if I can find
So,
out.
if you was on Route 9, you know where the old slaughterhouse was on the hill? There's two or three trailers there down.
Yes,
Yeah,
You go right straight back from that.
yes, kind of back in there.
That belongs to a bunch of out-of-state colored people.
Out-of-state colored people.
Yep. They used to come up here once a year and ride around and look and go home.
Really?
I don't know where they were from, they was out of state,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's that, if you know where my shop is on
Yeah.
69, way behind it, you see that knoll
Yeah,
right there?
yeah,
That's what it looks like it is. It
well,
goes right to the
I'll look for
swamp.
somebody from Massachusetts.
yeah, I don't know where they was from.
Okay.
Everything is from Massachusetts.
Gary, you are just a plethora of information.
Why don't we start with Gary?
Gary,
I
get
used to
here.
wonder what these colored people were doing riding around.
Yeah.
They just ride around for a day or so and never see them again. And
Oh,
I was told they owned land way back in that old slaughterhouse.
Huh,
well, that's crazy.
interesting.
But you're right, that's where, because the slaughterhouse is here, we're here,
Yeah.
and it's back in there,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I always thought it belonged to Roger Ward.
Maybe Gail and Hamilton might know. 'Cause that'd be back at their place too.
No,
No, they're on the
side of
opposite
the road.
side.
Yeah.
The only
No,
other
no, no,
person.
no, no, no. Galen's father and mother.
Oh,
Oh,
That's just the other side of you. Little ranch house. It's just been sold last year.
Yeah, it was sold. I'll figure it out.
I'm not on your page on there.
No, I am. I know which one you're talking about, and you're right. It was
The
just
sheep.
sold last year.
Oh, where the sheep are.
Where the sheep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, okay,
Couple years ago.
okay.
That's
Oh,
where,
Thelma Ward. Wasn't that Thelma Ward?
no,
no.
that was, Zelma.
Zelma.
Yeah.
Okay,
Her and Eldon built that house
yeah,
in the 1970s.
yeah.
And Galen might know something about that colored family.
Okay, okay. Well,
I'll see.
what do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to sign this? Or we want to wait to see if she finds something on it?
I mean, if it's,
I don't think it'll matter either way. I'm sure
No.
we're gonna call it. And they'll probably, if whoever owns it, it's probably long gone for whether anybody even knew that they owned a little piece of property.
Can we take the land due to abandonment?
Probably,
Probably.
yeah, I'd have to call in and see what the process is.
Well, you can't even get there, can you?
It's landlocked.
It's landlocked. It's behind my shop.
So you could make a right
So
of
it
way.
had value.
It might have value to us for some reason,
Yeah,
you know,
Or to Roger.
or to Roger,
Yeah.
Roger. Because it's at the end of Roger's field. That's
Yeah.
why I always thought it was Roger's
Yeah,
property.
yeah,
I mean, you may have value to Roger,
yeah.
you know. Okay, so we're gonna sign this. Is
I think
everybody in
we-
agreement
and then-
with
but
that?
also-
Okay.
Clean up the
still look-
taxes.
Okay,
I'll still look at it and see if I can pull it.
okay,
Cause, I mean, if it's somebody who's passed and their family might never knew they owned it.
right.
That's not a problem just for Newburgh. I've had Dover Foxcroft has had massive
Oh, I'm
issues
sure
with
it's,
families disappearing out of state and then nobody knowing that, you know, grandpa owned 107 acres. That was just last year
right.
out on Greenlee Landing.
Okay, so where are we? Supplemental tree growth penalty for Adam Cooper. Oh, we
Already
did
did that.
That one. Cemetery mowing.
All right, so,
Is this a
You-
new person?
yeah, that is, John Ford.
Oh, okay.
and
It says Marcus Lowe?
Marcus Lowe is the one we had last year.
Okay. Well,
And
this is Ford Properties here.
One with the very big font.
Marcus went up cause he was $8,000 some odd dollars last year.
Yeah.
So he's increased, his, and
10,000.
he is a little bit higher than Ford Properties.
Well, the thing that jumps out to me is Ford Property says number of mowings, May 2, June 3, July
And
3.
that's exactly what's in our contract, that's
That's
what,
exactly what's in our
yeah,
contract?
that's exactly what Marcus does.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I like the thought of giving somebody in town the business.
and he is a little
He does,
cheaper.
does he live in town?
Yeah,
Yeah, right on the brook.
right here,
Any
he lives right up
references?
in here.
Oh,
He's Roger Ward's son-in-law, Rita's husband.
okay.
Any references? Have they been
Yeah,
doing
that's
this a
it.
long time? or-
Yeah.
So, I doubt he has any references, I can get them.
Was this new? Is he just starting or something?
He's just starting, he's decided that he's gonna try this, this spring.
He doesn't
Guinea
have-
pigs?
He doesn't have initial cleanup and mowing, though, right? The spring cleanup
Yeah,
before Memorial Day. You ought
The
to
guys
be
last
aware
year
of
did a really
that.
good job.
Huh?
The guys last year did a really good job.
Yeah. Marcus
Awesome.
did a good job. The only issue I had with Marcus last year was he had a spell he didn't mow. When I called him, he said he had a broken motor or mower waiting for parts, and I was kind of disappointed they didn't have backup equipment.
Right.
So, but
I would ask if the Ford Properties LLC, if they'd be willing to do any of the extra things that Lowell has in here.
yeah,
Yeah, because his low is very specific.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm reading,
detail.
he said mounded grave sites will be mowed by hand or with a trimmer to prevent scalping. Mowing and
Mhm.
trimming completed by
Yeah.
Memorial Day, also other necessary dates.
The raking and the
Mhm.
litter removal.
yeah.
That's pretty important. And I'd wanna know what equipment he owns, if he has,
Yeah,
what he has, 'cause
it's a lot of work.
it's a
It
lot
is
of
a lot of
work.
work. You need
We
a
have a
good
lot
sized
of-
crew.
We have a
There's
lot
8
of
cemeteries.
Yeah.
And it takes them a good 2 days,
Yeah.
even with a good crew.
Agreed.
Ford does not have the fire pond or the fire station.
No, he doesn't, and I will ask him about that.
Yeah,
So I wonder if he thinks that that gets mowed by our guys.
right.
No,
Because it-
I asked Marcus to do that
They have a
separate.
mower. They
The
just-
pond needs to get hit up with the
The brush-
chainsaw
The chainsaw and the brush hog.
inside the pond fence.
I asked Marcus to include that this year,
Yeah.
'cause- and I didn't have a chance
Because
to
it's
do
such
it
a
with
fight.
him.
Because there isn't much difference in the base bid. He's got 22, he said, I'd like to submit a bid of 2240 for initial cleanup and mowing.
then
Maintaining the two town places stated in this bid, which is, I would assume.
The fire station and the fire pond.
Right, those are like spring cleanups and the initial mowing.
Yep. And he'll do mowings on those. I'm presume maintaining the 2 towns. He would do them the same amount of times that he, the list of dates that we, twice
Right.
a month.
Right.
I think frankly, if you're gonna pursue it, I wouldn't ask Ford Properties to do things listed on this other bid. I'd let him expand on what he quoted, but I don't think it'd be ethical to say, hey, look, we got this other bid that does this,
Well,
and
she's
this.
asked him to include those two things,
Right,
right?
and I'll ask him about
And-
including the fire pond and those,
Yeah.
So if you call Ford and say,
yeah,
we have an initial cleanup and we
Yeah.
have a fire pond and a fire station,
yeah,
do you wanna take a look at those and then get back to me?
yeah, okay.
And make sure that everything's kosher, cause, Mr. Lowe and Bassett did do a good job.
Yeah.
We didn't have one complaint last year. Did we have one?
The only complaint I had was about flowers last year.
Okay.
And I did have complaints about the grass getting tall, and that's when I called, and
Right.
Right, he was broke down.
he was broke down, yeah.
What's our side of the road mowing contract? Is that with this same guy or is that
No,
something different?
No, different guy.
No,
I'm gonna table these
okay.
until
And I-
you
until
talk to
the
Ford.
year, yeah.
I hate, this guy we know, he's got
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah,
The amount is not that much more than the guy we don't know and has no experience. I don't mean to be mean, but you know how people are about the cemeteries. We've had years where we had call after call after call.
yeah,
We're just getting them up to snuff, kind
Yeah.
of, you know, cutting back and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Old business. Do you wanna expand on anything there?
no,
No?
you can.
So, I had sent the floor plan for our hopefully new fire station to Pete Tool. I was under the impression that what I really was looking for is just a set of drawings, so we can start a bid process. He, along with a lot of other engineers, don't do just drawings. They wanna do the whole thing. They do your architectural. I don't think anybody understands that we're just trying to build a garage. You
A
see what I
fancy
mean?
garage.
And, I didn't print off that email.
Yeah,
Do we wanna go to the email, Cindy?
Well, let's hear it.
You're not gonna like it.
I don't like most things. That's
Um,
all right.
he said he had reviewed it, hold on a minute. Where are you? Pete, he was from today, right here. So, we present our budget estimate for engineering services for the above referenced top project. As discussed, the town is in the early stages of planning and budgeting for the project, and ultimately, how is the best way to fund it? Our estimate is based on a percentage. They base their estimate on their cost on a percentage of your total construction cost. So what he's saying is your total construction cost, we think, will be around $180 per square foot. That puts you at 1.1 million. So their cost would be $93,500.
For a drawing of what we already have,
So well, it was for
the expanded.
drawings,
Right.
just for the budget process. So I kind of took a gasp and I sent it to Cindy, and I was a little discombobulated. And I actually, you know what I did? I had Rick read the thing, and he said, and I said, they can't just draw drawings. They can't just draw drawings anymore. It's architectural engineering, blah, blah, blah. So you might be able to, so I don't know where you guys want to go. Do you want to take the floor plan and act as your own general contractor?
It used to be you could go to a manufacturer or builder of these
Right,
homes or buildings, and depending on how big they were, you could have them do whatever engineering is required.
right. Well, that would
You know,
be,
So like
you would
pressure
hire
lumber,
you would hire a
handling
general
lumber.
contractor. He
In
does,
essence, or a
In
metal
essence-
building fabricator, or,
the only thing I was looking for it for was so we could develop some specs.
yeah.
I could probably put my brain into it and develop specs enough to review, and you guys could add to it. Just, I don't know where you wanna go though, because
Is
if
it
you
possible-
hire a general contractor, it's going to be $1 million building. Cause they make 10 to 15% on the
Yeah.
building. So, do we want to, you probably have enough brain locally to do, the only thing you really have to worry about engineering is your concrete and your structural skin, your roof, your sides, you know, that sort of thing. I mean, we've done our own buildings and framed them, and Rick's put in big gussets to, you know, stabilize. Your engineers, your trusses come pre-engineered for your snow load for your area.
Right.
That's, I mean, any lumber yard, Crescent, Hammond, any of them, do that anyway.
But you could have the engineering of how to attach the trusses, and like you said, the wall stresses.
Well, I think if you wanna develop a set of specs, you could develop a set of specs. You could try to do that. And, cause this is a lot of money.
Yep.
It's a lot of money. We were thinking about the 700 to,
Mhm.
6 to 750 range, and that's way over where we were thinking. So. They're gonna be like that. Plymouth Engineering's gonna be like that. They're all gonna be like that. Cause he said, when he called me, he said, he sent the email, then he called,
Yeah.
cause I didn't respond. Like, no. He asked me if we we're gonna hire a general contractor. I was like, well, we weren't going to. I said, I don't really know. It's too bad you couldn't talk someone that I know into being your clerk of works and managing your project.
Thought somebody needed a project.
True. I don't know if we wanna have a meeting of the minds, if we, Where do you wanna-
I think we keep finding a way.
yeah,
Somehow, we
Yeah.
start calling people we know and start pulling figures.
well, you could just take that floor plan and, like I said, just create your specs from that. I mean, groundwork and concrete, okay,
Yeah.
we can go through all that. Then the wall frame is this, wall exterior is this. Your pre-engineered trusses are this, you've got, ice and water shield or whatever on your roof. Interior, we kinda know what we want, kinda know what we know what we have to do for fire code. With the space, I just say put in a 4-hour rated wall, that's just 2 layers of sheetrock, that's not a big deal. The electrical is not that complicated.
No.
I mean, you've got your big overhead doors are the bigger expense.
And we have the stuff coming down.
Right, you got a cord, plug-in coming down between each truck. The only thing I don't know how to get,
Compressor.
The exhaust stuff's gonna be the biggest
Yeah.
issue that they have, cause
we were going to apply for a grant for
Yeah.
that. We were gonna leave it out of the bid and see if we could get the grant for that. I mean, we can get the doors, I don't know, what do you guys have right now? Do you have the doors with the little thing in them and you put the hose? That's what we had at the shop.
that's what we want.
Yeah,
We
That's
we
what
got,
you
we got
want.
rid of those on base and went with the air scrubbers. But the problem with air scrubbers is you're breathing in all the exhaust as it's coming out of the truck
Right,
into your face to go up there, so
Right.
it doesn't,
that's what we had at our
all
shop
it is, all
down
it is
here.
a check mark on a thing saying, oh yeah, we put in air scrubbers, now you can't get cancer.
Right.
But no, we're literally,
You would rather have the thing where you.
we
put-
want to plug onto the truck,
Right.
cause then exhaust is, you don't breathe the exhaust, it's in
Okay,
and
so,
out.
explain this to me. So if you had that.
Yep.
Like down there, we pulled our trucks in, so it was no big deal. They went on the hose, they
Yep.
were working on a truck, they hook up the hose on the
Yep.
exhaust. And the door had like a little doggy door in it. They could flip that up or open it up and put the hose out that. So that the exhaust just went out, almost like a dryer vent.
yeah, as long as
Is that what
we're-
you're talking about?
we can go down to that route. The stuff that we've been looking at, and I'm still waiting for quotes to come back, but it just goes up to a system and then it vents out
Oh, I see.
wherever.
So it's like a duct work.
Right, because it
So
hooks up
it's
all
an
of our
exhaust
trucks
system.
hook up
Right.
to one vent, and
So
then it all vents out.
You
to
would have a hose per se hanging
per
down.
truck, yep,
That would hook to the truck.
yep,
Okay.
and it's all run to the top, and then it, yeah,
Is that something you were talking about, same thing you were talking
The
about?
plenum system was, yes.
But what's the kind of system?
Plenum,
Climo vent.
final bed.
Climal vent system,
There's a couple of companies that do them, but yeah,
okay,
it's just vehicle exhaust systems and all it really is.
okay.
But, yeah.
Who's the new fire station I've heard raved about? Mariahville?
They had one,
The Otis. one.
Corinth,
That's-
just,
Mariahville
Did
and
theirs.
Otis built one together.
yeah, Corinth,
Corinth, but they're cheap is a contractor.
yeah, he's, Bragg did,
Oh,
so, and
He paid for all
They have
the
a-
thing.
They have a lot of money coming into the fire department from, trusts and things like that, so
Yeah.
they have a lot more assistance.
We talked to
Outside the town.
we talked to the guy from Mariahville or Otis?
Yeah, the chief in Mariahville.
The chief or the town guy?
For, no, the
We talked,
chief
I
of the
talked
fire
to
department.
I talked to the town guy. Cause one of the towns had
Mhm.
$1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They had
yeah.
money put aside.
They had money put
The
aside.
other town, Mariahville had to take a loan.
Right, one or the other, Otis
Yeah.
had it or.
Otis had the money.
Otis
for-
had the money, you're right. because of
Mariahville
Beach
took out a
Hill.
loan.
Mariahville had
Yeah.
to take out a loan,
Right.
but they had like more than half of the money, go ahead, sorry.
Well, I think all these approaches are interesting, but I assume we're gonna be borrowing the money, so you gotta worry about the bank's concerned about
Right.
an actual engineer and who's gonna be responsible to guarantee that this structure is done right and lasts long.
Right,
So I don't think you wanna shortchange yourself. I really think you wanna get this engineered right. I mean, it's all good in trying to do it, but that's how that one was done. I was the president of the fire department when we built that first stage, and we
Right.
cut the trees and I mean, we did the whole thing, but
right,
then you add on, but you don't get that complete. And I don't think the bank's gonna go with it, or the insurance company's gonna go with it if it isn't properly engineered
right,
and guaranteed.
right.
Right, and the building part, once we would get to that part, would obviously be done by a contractor and be done.
Right,
And we wouldn't be.
we're
doing-
actually in a pretty good situation, cause where we wanna put it, we already have a septic system we can hook into. You know, your floor drain, your oil water separator goes on the other end of the building. There's water that we figured we could hook into. It's just the building.
No, we'd have to have water.
We'd have to have a well
Because
done.
our
You have
well's
to
out
have-
back of this
Oh, that's
building.
right too,
Right,
that's right
yeah,
too.
we
That
have
would,
to have.
that would drain the well here
Yeah.
real fast.
But the other thing, I'm wondering is if, do you know Jeff well enough to call him?
Jeff Brown,
Yeah.
yeah,
Cause he does it. He's done several of them
right,
in the area. And he has an engineer in-house.
right.
So if you have a general contractor and an engineer in-house, you're kinda,
Right, so we could take that floor plan to him and say, we want, okay, here's our floor plan, this is what we want, you know, wood frame, steel siding.
yeah,
Cause a steel building, I think, would be still even more expensive than a wood frame building with metal siding
yeah.
and a traditional roof and see what he could do, I could do that,
Why don't you give him a call
all right,
and see what you can work out? Maybe he'll come to the meeting in February and talk,
okay.
you know, cause I know he has, like Jen was his engineer.
Right.
I don't know who filled her position.
Right,
And he's a general contractor, so,
right,
you know, he might get a good amount, but it might be cost savings if you.
well, and I know him well enough, I could say, we just wanna build a new garage.
Yeah,
It's really not a
Yeah.
fire station, I know and leave out the exhaust, we're gonna cover that
Yeah.
with, you know, try to get that, there's grants available for that, but,
yeah,
We just need a safe building.
yeah.
we just need a safe building, we literally have, you know,
I mean, we have the heat,
we have the heat, that's right,
Yeah.
that new Modine.
yeah, we have the heat, we just need,
And who was that heating guy that did that?
Mark, Mark Ogden.
Mark Ogden. He put in that Modine.
Both of them. He now owns Ogden Mechanical.
Mechanical? Because some of these guys would let you, for example, who's the electrician that always helps us out? Help me
Will.
out. Will. Would Will take on a project like that?
Ugh.
I don't know.
Is he big, is he a one-man show?
He is a one-man show.
He is a one-man show, so he
Yes.
probably would not.
No,
No, okay.
probably not.
As I say, sometimes they'll,
I guess
we've been in a
some-
situation where they said, we want you to use X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, I have somebody who does commercial electric.
Oh, there's a lot of them out there.
That would probably give us a pretty good price. Do it for next to nothing.
Yeah, well, I'm sure, I only say that because Jeff has his subs.
Yeah,
He uses Carmel Electric.
yeah.
That's his,
Siemens Electric in Dexter, owned by my uncle. He does a lot of pro bono stuff,
okay.
a lot of he does a lot of commercial work. He
Okay.
likes to do stuff for fire departments. He's helped Corinna and Dexter out more than once.
Okay, so maybe I'll have that conversation with him if he, see if he's open to us having a couple of bids from people that we
Mm-hmm.
know for that. Because it's not that complicated.
I mean, it's gonna be open, it's not gonna be all enclosed stuff, some of it's gonna be, it's not gonna be like building a business with offices and warehouse
Right.
space and all that.
Right. I just, I was pretty discouraged when I saw $1.1 million. I was like, you know,
That's not much
93.
today, that isn't that much today.
No, I know it isn't.
But still,
People buying houses for that.
I know. Isn't that the truth? So I'll call Jeff and see if we can go from there.
And just
I'll
to
talk to him.
make it sound a little better, our road loan was for what, 2 million?
2 million.
And it's paid off in 50 years. So,
Yeah, we have to talk about,
and they do, the bond bank does do loans for fire stations.
right, okay.
and we do still have the option of applying for grants.
Yep,
That's what you guys had to do with the swimsuit, truck wash outside.
I'm all set, negative
You
money.
need some money.
Say that again, you do a what, truck wash?
Right? The swimsuit truck wash outside.
A new truck wash?
Right? I'll wash cars out there in the
Firefighter
swimsuit.
bathing suit truck wash. Oh my God. We'd make the news. Don't you know
yeah,
that?
we wouldn't, it wouldn't be good news
We
either.
saw some, we knew
Well,
some
what are you
county
trying to
boys.
say?
We knew some county boys who participated in a calendar with, you know, they weren't clothed, but they were like, had their stuff here and their stuff there and their shovels and everything. And, one guy's wife did not know he did it until the calendar came out. She was not that impressed
Oh,
either, I don't
man.
think. But,
Yeah,
yeah, that's just what I wanna
Maybe that's
say.
on the back burner.
Yeah.
So no guys with Newburgh calendar either?
No.
Well, Bangor firefighters used to have a calendar. They still do the calendar?
They still do.
That's cause
Yeah.
they got some people.
What is she trying to say?
Right?
Trying to say-
You know, I'm picturing a couple of them.
Yeah, I'm on your page, Cindy.
I'm just saying.
I don't really want to picture it anymore. All right, so we'll keep digging away until
Sales will definitely be down.
we'll be giving them away like those old cookbooks Cindy and I did the last time. Oh, God.
Yeah.
I swear we all had cookbooks in our basements for 10 years after our kids left Newburgh School. So the last thing is policy review. We were all supposed to read that booklet, weren't we?
And we haven't.
And we haven't.
And I believe, didn't you mention, Brian, that you'd gone through it?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah,
And just the fact that we've gone through it the year prior.
before. It's
Yeah,
just so
we
that if
approved it
somebody
then.
wants to change something.
Okay.
So-
All we really had to look at were
Yeah.
the new changes.
All right.
Did I give you the book,
Yeah.
the policy book?
Yes, I have it.
So, other than one item, I don't have a problem with any of going through, but,
Okay.
because of the way that it is, the policy says that I'm supposed to make deposits every other day.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I actually have been doing them once or twice a week,
Okay.
only because in the wintertime, I'm not comfortable getting out and going to that drive-through window depository by myself.
Right.
And a lot of times I'm not going by the bank.
Okay.
So I do once or twice a week. It says every other day, so I'm really not in compliance. So I would like to change that part of it,
Okay.
to say,
And you're saying Machias's window, do you go to the Brewer
I
branch?
go to the brewer one,
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I understand. I
But,
went through that.
you know, I do drive up. I didn't realize you could drive up to it and reach it. And but now I drive up to it, but I'm still there all by myself and just really, but I do it anyway, but a lot of times, like I said, I'm not going by,
Right,
so, you know, every other day is twice a week anyway,
well.
because
we're
we're only open 4 days a week.
I would say we're only open 4
But-
days a week.
You know, I would like to change that to every other day, you know, instead of every other day, have it, you know, weekly, or
Once or twice a week.
once or twice a week. So,
Just,
like I said, sometimes it's once a week because I'm not, when I go home, I'm not going through that way, I'm going somewhere else. And I
Can
don't
we
want
say
to.
twice a week or more if necessary, as seen fit?
Once or twice a week.
Does
So,
that leave a lot of money here?
Yeah,
no, well, no, tax season I take them more often. And it's not leaving it, you know, I could go during the day, it's just really hard to take 45 minutes out of the day and
Yeah.
drive to the bank and back.
yeah,
So, it's generally just a couple of days.
okay.
So, I just don't wanna be, you know,
You don't
not
want a
doing what I'm
complaint where
supposed
somebody's
to.
saying, okay, well, you.
The state says that you can hold on to it for 10 days,
Right.
but tax season, we go more often. Didn't you mention, Brian, that you'd gone through it and,
Yeah, well, yeah.
yeah,
And just the fact that we've gone through it the year prior.
before, it's
Yeah,
just so
we
that if
approved it
somebody
then.
wants to change something,
Okay, all
So-
right,
All we really had to look at were
yeah.
the new changes.
all right.
Did I give you the book,
Yeah.
the policy book?
Yes, I have it.
So, other than one item, I don't have a problem with any of going through, but,
Okay,
because of the way that it is, the policy says that I'm supposed to make deposits every other day.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I actually have been doing them once or twice a week,
okay,
only because in the wintertime, I'm not comfortable getting out and going to that drive-through window depository by myself.
right,
And a lot of times I'm not going by the bank.
okay,
So I do once or twice a week. It says every other day, so I'm really not being compliant. So I would like to change that part of it,
okay.
to say,
And you're saying Machias's window, do you go to the one Brewer
I
branch?
go to the brewer one,
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I understand. I
But,
went through that.
You know, I do drive up, I used to, I didn't realize you could drive up to it and reach it. But now I drive up to it, but I'm still there all by myself and just really, but I do it anyway, but a lot of times, like I said, I'm not going by.
Right,
So, you know, every other day is twice a week anyway,
well.
because
we're
we're only open 4 days a week.
I would say we're only open 4
But-
days a week.
You know, I would like to change that to every other day, you know, instead of every other day, have it, you know, weekly, or
Once or twice a week.
once or twice a week. So,
Just,
like I said, sometimes it's once a week because I'm not, when I go home, I'm not going through that way, I'm going somewhere else. And I
Can
don't
we
want
say
to.
twice a week or more if necessary, as seen fit?
Once or twice a week.
Does
So,
that leave a lot of money here?
Yeah,
no, well, no, tax season I take them more often. And it's not leaving it, you know, I could go during the day, it's just really hard to take 45 minutes out of the day and
Yeah.
drive to the bank and back.
yeah,
So, it's generally just a couple of days.
okay.
So, I just don't wanna be, you know,
You don't
not
want a
doing what I'm
complaint where
supposed
somebody's
to.
saying, okay, well, you.
The state says that you can hold on to it for 10 days,
Right.
but tax season, we go more often.
So if it
And I go
said,
during
it
the
said
day, because they're big
deposits to be made once or twice weekly or
Yes.
more as
As
needed.
needed.
Yes,
Okay,
so I will change that, and you can sign that,
okay,
sign the copies next time.
okay.
But the rest of them, there was, you know, we just.
I think most things, I mean, so many things can be paid electronically or through escrow right now.
Yeah,
Can't imagine you guys are getting a whole lot of cash, mostly checks, I'm guessing. You get a lot of checks, they're mostly cash.
Do you get a lot of cash, Cindy?
we don't get a whole lot of cash,
Mostly checks, or?
yeah, mostly checks.
Do we do debit cards now?
We do debit cards,
We do debit cards, okay.
and that's instant.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's good.
That's what a lot of people do, so. Is there anything else, anybody?
The debit cards are used way more than I ever thought they would, even with the fee.
Yeah,
Yeah, nobody cares about the fee, yeah.
Yeah, 2.5%. They register $1,000 excise vehicle and hand over a debit card.
anything else? Nope. Do we wanna make mention of our friend?
You can? Pretty
Skip
much
passed
everybody
away
knows you.
today. So, just keep Jonna in your thoughts, and Skip was a good guy, worked for us for a long time, you know? Worked with us, I should say, for a long time, so. Just wanna make sure you all knew that. That's it?
Any words on planning, anything for him or anything like that yet, or?
I don't think you'll see anything until
Yeah.
spring.
Okay.
Jonna's been having her own stuff, and I know his parents are so-so, you know what I mean? They're up and down, his mom especially, so. Okay, all right, then I'm going to make a motion. It is 7:07. I make a motion to adjourn. Okay, all in favor? 3-0. Thank you. So if it
And I go
said,
during the day, because they're big.
deposits to be made once or twice weekly or
Yes.
more as
As
needed.
needed.
Yes,
Okay.
so I will change that. And you can sign that,
Okay.
sign the copies next time.
Okay.
But the rest of them, there was, we've just.
I think most things, I mean, so many things can be paid electronically or through escrow right now.
Yeah,
Can't imagine you guys are getting a whole lot of cash, mostly checks, I'm guessing. You get a lot of checks, they're mostly cash.
Do you get a lot of cash, Cindy?
we don't get a whole lot of cash,
Mostly checks, or?
yeah, mostly checks.
Do we do debit cards now?
We do debit cards,
We do debit cards, okay.
and that's instant.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's good.
That's what a lot of people do, so. Is there anything else? Anybody?
The debit cards are used way more than I ever thought they would, even with the fee.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody cares about the fee, yeah.
Yeah, 2.5%.
Yeah.
They register $1,000 excise vehicle and hand over a debit card.
Anything else? Nope. Do we wanna make mention of our friend?
You can? Pretty
Skip
much
passed
everybody
away
knows you.
today. So, just keep Jonna in your thoughts, and Skip was a good guy, worked for us for a long time, you know? Worked with us, I should say, for a long time, so. Just wanna make sure you all knew that. That's it?
Any words on planning, anything for him or anything like that yet, or?
I don't think you'll see anything until
Yeah.
spring.
Okay.
Jonna's been having her own stuff, and I know his parents are so-so, you know what I mean? They're up and down, his mom especially, so. Okay, all right, then I'm going to make a motion. It is 7:07. I make a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor? 3-0. Thank you.